Hello guys, it's me Red the Ape Dinosaur, and today with a new video in Forza Horizon 5. And it's not a car review. I actually wanted to talk about this topic soon, but I always had like compromises with time, with my job, and a few other personal things. But now I have the time to actually discuss it, and it's about the Chinese cars on Forza Horizon 5. Why is the hate, even when the word hate is really strong, and basically the perception of the community of those cars. First of all, I know there is a lot of politics involved. I know that the perception of many people outside is that basically they are just tools from the Communist Party of China to, completely destroy other regional industries and all that stuff. I completely understand it, but I'm not the best person to talk about such politics on detail. And I think the topic is still too strong and too spicy to just talk about it. And again, I'm not the best person to just discuss those things. Well, leaving politics aside, like many people think that these cars are just basically examples of bad quality, knockoff designs. That are right. There are actually proofs out there that BMW, Land Rover, and many other brands have been having issues with with the China actually copying their cars to a point that they are one to one. And damn, it is true. Like that's an actually strong point, and that also that even when they have been for as much as for 20-25 years, there haven't been any improvement in terms of quality, in terms of designs, in terms of even bringing some sort of appeal to the market. As much as what I'm saying is that when you see a Chinese car, even to this day, that they are kind of going away of the knockoff thing, and there are more companies, car companies in China making more, their own little style, especially in the EV market. But exactly, they are just machines. Like what I'm talking about is like they are as interesting as your microwave. They are just with a task, serve a purpose, and that purpose is not to, bring some excitement, to, engage you, to drive them more, all that good stuff. It's just to basically serve a purpose, as is to transport you to point A to point B. And someone actually brought in that the market in China is like that. They just care about, leg room and technology, which again is an actual. It doesn't bring anything to car culture in general, and that's why they are just really dull. Um, Even when we got in the back some cars that are kind of sporty and singular, I'm gonna talk about the MG Cybersteer for in this special occasion. And when you have a sporty roadster, you still get that sense that it's pretty dull. It's boring. It's not. It doesn't bring anything. The design is pretty compromised. Like you see it on the back, and it's like, ugh. It's just a really bad looking car, and even when it's singular and it's something that you don't see all the times, it's like there is nothing else to save it. And the problem with these cars is that they are just uninteresting as most. Even when you drive them, they don't offer anything. Like I talk about those topics on my Lincoln Co. 02 HP review that I brought yesterday, and it's just like the overall feeling and sensation is that you are just basically on driving an already purpose machine that just wants you to transport you to point A to point B. Even when Lincoln Co. tries to, well, let's make a hot hatch or let's make a sporty sedan. Like I'm talking about the O2 HP and the O3 Plus. Even when they are sporty, they still feel like purpose machines that they are just dull and boring. Like for example, a 2006 Toyota Camry. Like they are not exactly nice, and these type of sensation and feelings are what actually the community feels, that they are just there to just appeal to a decent amount of Chinese players that are actually not very happy with the content, because they are not exactly good examples of what the Chinese industry can offer, and B, especially with the back, because there is an actual culture war between Korea and China. That is a big rabbit hole that I'm not gonna talk about here. That basically shoot playground games up really badly, and the solution of this thing is like, in my opinion, the Chinese cars are still too politically stained. What I'm talking about is like the aura of these vehicles, even when they are pretty boring, is that the politics of China are actually the problem here. People, when it sees a Chinese car, thinks automatically of the Communist Party, and this perception is not going to change soon. Like the Chinese industry has been stained with very, very polemic stuff, and to actually destroy regional industry. And the best way, in my opinion, is to axe the Chinese cars completely. Even when there are singular designs, like again the Cybersteer, the O3, the O2 HP, and the Lincoln Co. that I kind of like Lincoln Co. a bit, is that they are stained politically, and they are not cars that the community wants. Personally, I don't want a community talking about the CCP, talking about how bad China industry is, and the slavery and all that bullshit. I don't think it brings anything to the car culture that Forza Horizon 5 is trying to bring up. I know that car culture is everywhere. Even in China, there is people that likes cars, and there must be someone there on China that likes Lincoln Co. that likes all the products of BYD, and that's fine. And if you want to bring that up, it's still too like the international perception of the Chinese cars is still pretty bad, and playground games is not the best way to just show those cars up to everyone's throat and give this perception that everything is fine. Let's celebrate Chinese car culture with bringing those cars, but people is gonna automatically perceive them as propaganda from the Chinese Communist Party, and it's not the best way. So unless there is a huge change on the Chinese car industry overall, and actually they bring an actual product that is exciting, that brings something to the car industry that is different, that is cool, that people wants to engage with it, it's better to just axe completely these Chinese cars. I know people likes the Wuling Moroccan EV, the small box, including myself, but let's be honest, you do the fun to that car. You actually change so much of the styling and the performance of that vehicle that in the end of the day, you are actually putting the fun on such boring vehicle. And you are making a dull car actually pretty fun. But the car itself is a dull machine. That's it. And I know many Moroccan EV enthusiasts that there is a bit out there because they like those meme cars. Is that it's like you bring the fun to that car, not the car itself. Like for example, a Porsche GT3. Like the car itself is actually exciting and you want to engage with it. On this, it's like basically you have to bring the engagement to the car so you can have fun with it, and that's not the best way to have a positive perception of a vehicle, even when you modify it to a point that is completely different. And and sure, the customization, whatever, is that the car itself is just dull, but you make it fun and good job with it. But the best way is just to completely axe this thing. And I know that they want to appeal to this Chinese market. But what is the best way to appeal to this Chinese market? Let's celebrate different things that are not politically instinct. And they did it good already. You see the stadium, see this gigantic dragon flying around the stadium. Let's celebrate the historic culture of China, basically with decorations, with props, with the amazing drift stadium that they did, with all that, but not with Chinese cars. They are still too bad, involved to just bring them up. And yeah, follow what many other companies do, like Rockstar did, like Battlefield did. They just bring dragons. They just bring the typical red, yellow, that basically gives you the perception of China, of bring the historic value and celebrate it, than actually bring these cars that just bring a lot of negative vibes to the community, and just creates a lot of controversy that is not needed. And at the same time, is a solution to a problem that no one asked for. And they are just dull machines overall. And to this point, I think this type of words that I'm saying, they will fall in deaf ears on PGG's end, because they don't care. At the end of the day, they just paid absolutely nothing to get the license of Link & Co, of MG, or Wuling, or whatever, is still they just want to appeal or to bring new stuff by absolutely nothing, and it's not the best way. In my opinion, if you like them, fine, and I applaud to you, but at the same time, you can't actually just ignore the fact that these cars aren't exactly good, and even in Forza Horizon 5 aren't exactly well received, and the community is not mature enough to discuss the politics surrounding these vehicles. And yeah, and this is not going to change in a far future. When you see an MG, a Wuling, or whatever, you think this is an exciting car. This is a car I want to engage with. This is a car that is something different and unique. No, you think automatically of the Communist Party of China, and that automatically is a bad thing that has to actually be stopped. And the perception, even when PGG tries to do its best to bring these Chinese cars and do a lot of advertisement and see, oh, this is so cool car. No, it's not going to change soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it I wanted to talk about. If you want to bring something else, vent about these cars and just give me your opinions about it, you're more than welcome to do it in the comment section right below. And just keep it really, really follow the guidelines. I'm asking, don't make it too political. I know I'm talk about the CCP quite a few times, but don't bring stuff that doesn't that doesn't bring anything to the table, and let's keep it car culture in some way. Let's focus on the cars and not in China overall, you know. But that's pretty much it I wanted to talk about. Thank you very much, and yeah, see you on the next one. Goodbye.